What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka Nino's Corner, man. First off, if you like this content that is coming your way, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. Like, comment, share the videos. And if you're not looking at this on YouTube and hearing this on my podcast, whether it's Stitcher, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, the whole nine, Apple, whatever, anywhere that there's a streaming podcast, I am there. Nino's Corner, sports, podcast, everything's there. Like, share, subscribe means a ton. But first off, folks, let's get into my sponsor. So, support for the Nino's Corner podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped just released their fourth generation Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. Hey, go get that, folks. The Lawnmower 4.0, which has served over 4 million men worldwide. Hey, folks, use the code down here at the bottom, 20% off code using Nino's Corner at manscaped.com. Again, 20% off using the code Nino's Corner at manscaped.com. Free worldwide shipping. Also, folks, 10% off Nino's Corner merch, 10% off using the code NCPeeps10. But enough of that, folks. Today, we are here because Texas just got a brand new recruit. Liona Lefau, 2023 linebacker, the number one player in the state of Hawaii. He commits to Texas. So what does this mean, folks? So we've heard just over the past from Coach Sarkisian about the need for linebackers, the need for defensive backs, the need for wide receivers, just in Texas alone. And that is because even if these guys don't come in and actually make a contribution on that side of the ball, whether it's defense or offense, those are the guys that mainly make up the special teams units. But we're kind of getting just a little bit far than that. What are we getting with this kid here? He's around 6'1", 6'2", around 211 pounds, 215 pounds or so. A guy that's very fluid. And look here, folks, if you're on the podcast, if you're on YouTube, you are seeing these clips that I'm going to play here, but if you're not, just listen along. This guy's really fluid, man. Very instinctive player, sideline to sideline kind of guy, man. Very violent player as well, which is what you love. Look, I am a military person, and so with me being in the military, I love to say I would love to rather slow you down than to make you speed up. And this guy is 100% full speed all the time. Very instinctual player who actually played both sides of the ball here in high school. Played a little bit of a linebacker, played a little bit of wide receiver as well. And so what I like about that is once you see him on the field, he looks more like a safety almost because he's hawking the ball so much. He's very instinctive, and he's going to play sideline to sideline. And a guy who's played some wide receiver, what does it do? It makes him have soft hands. This is a guy who knows how to catch the ball. I'm not going to compare him to the player that I'm going to say, but look at Diggs from the Cowboys, right? When he went to Alabama, Diggs was a wide receiver. They converted him over to be a cornerback, and you saw what this kid has done in the league, leading the league in interceptions. So he has a natural instinct for finding the ball. And that is something that I think Lefau is going to have. It's a natural instinct of finding the ball from the defensive side of the ball because of his prior experience playing wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball as well. Like I said, I like his size, 6'1" to 6'2", between the 210 and 215-pound range, which is great, which is what you want because we all understand 17 and 18-year-old kids just don't stay the same size. They're going to get bigger. And he is definitely going to get bigger. And with him getting bigger, folks, that's what's going to happen. He should come out to be around 230 pounds or so. And with him being 230 pounds, 235 pounds, now you have a bona fide linebacker here for the Big 12 and also the SEC. A guy that can keep his speed, keep his lateral movement. Long gone are the days of having 250-pound inside linebackers, 250, 260-pound outside linebackers. They got to be able to compete with these spread offenses, and that is what Lefau can do. If you have the film up, you're seeing some film where he is also catching the ball as well. Like I said, a wide receiver, very tough to get down, tough as nails kid, which is what you want. But first off, guys, let's get some shout outs, man, to Jeff Choate. I know we kind of went off on him last year just a little bit because we didn't have the best defensive line. Well, I'm sorry, linebacker haul, folks. We only took one linebacker in last year's class, in Johnson. But now getting Samaje Burrell, getting Lefau here in the fold as well, folks. This bodes very well for this linebacker class, and we are already seeing just what Jeff Cho can do when it comes to recruiting at that position. Some things that need to happen for a guy like him is just looking at his film. Uh, Possibly stopping the run just a little bit better, which is going to come because when he puts on size and and is able to put his helmet in there, folks, get some great tackles in between the tackles. He's mostly played on the outside in his film here, but hey, that's going to all come with experience. One thing that we can bank on is that he's probably not going to play early. All right, this is a guy that's going to be a player who is going to potentially come in 2023, maybe play special teams in his red shirt freshman year. So his second year, once his body matures, bulks up maybe to 225, 220 or so. And then becomes one of those guys that competes at the special teams level. And by year 3, year 4, you have your guy who is able to come in and compete for a starting job here at Texas. And that's what you want. You want to be able to build the depth of this roster with guys who have high floors like this guy has. Looking at this film here, this guy has a very high floor. His ceiling might not be the highest of a guy like Anthony Hill per se or a Samaje Burrell, but who knows? It possibly could be. But the floor of this kid is very high, which is what you want to have if this is going to be your quote unquote lowest ranked linebacker recruit, which I don't ever want to knock him for saying this might be our lowest ranked linebacker recruit. What I'm saying is that this linebacker class has potential to be very stacked. And if this linebacker class is stacked, he might not be the most highly recruited out of these linebackers, which is not saying anything bad about him. It's just saying the quality of players that we're going to get here. Now, if you look at the teams that have been recruiting him, Michigan, Utah, Stanford, Oregon, right? To get a kid out of Hawaii to come to Texas and pass up schools like USC, who's offered him, Oregon, Utah, especially Utah and Oregon. Those two schools have had some really good defenses over the past couple years. And if they actually go after you and actually recruit you, and they're going to play you on their defense, you know that you are very sound and a really good defensive player because they churn out good defensive backs, good linebackers, and good defensive linemen throughout the years. So to beat out those teams and get him to come to Texas from the state of Hawaii is a great pickup for Texas and a very unexpected pickup. Folks, this is one of those pickups we were not expecting to get here. Just kind of happened out the blue. I think he visited here a couple of weeks ago, to Austin, and he was supposed to be in Oregon once he committed. So I don't know if that trip actually went on or not. But folks, this is a great pickup for Texas. If you're looking at his film, you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. It's that he's a very fluid guy, plays both sides of the ball. And with him being able to play some wide receiver, it allows him to have great ball skills and to translate that on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, great pickup by Texas. I can't wait to see what Texas can do with a guy like this. I think he'll potentially be a special teams ace here, probably in his second year, red shirt, freshman year and on, and had the potential to be one of those guys who can come in and play his third year, fourth year, come in and be a starter for Texas and be somebody that we're going to be screaming his name here and hopefully winning a bunch of games for a guy like him on the field. But on that note, folks, you guys know how I always end these podcasts. I tell you guys, man, to do you. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. Nino's Corner out. Horns always up. Hook 'em all day long.